Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today we're unpacking the 2022 Yoruba Cinema Catalog, tracking Nollywood's evolution. Now, we all know Nollywood produces an absolute avalanche of content every single year, right? And within that massive engine, the Yoruba language film sector is just incredibly prolific. But how do you actually track all of that? Well, that's exactly what this specific catalog does. It structures an entire creative community's annual output so we can actually study it, preserve it, and most importantly, consume it easily.
Think about these 5 words: Yoruba Movies 2022 New Release. That highly searched phrase is essentially the digital heartbeat of this whole thing. It's a direct reflection of audience demand, typed into search bars thousands and thousands of times by enthusiasts all over the globe who are just hungry for contemporary cinematic works. I mean, people are actively, continuously seeking out the absolute freshest stories emerging from this specific cultural genre.
So, what happens when you have that kind of massive, relentless search volume for regional cultural arrivals? Well, a structured catalog becomes absolutely crucial. Because without a way to organize that flood of new content, all of that intense viewer demand just kind of hits a wall of disorganized noise. The sheer scale of the search for new releases really highlights how urgent it is to corral this massive industry into something we can actually navigate. And that brings us directly to the document itself. It's a curated index specifically focused on Yoruba language films distributed throughout the year 2022. It literally takes scattered digital uploads and theatrical runs and transforms them into a cohesive, searchable archive. For anyone deeply involved in following the Nigerian film industry, having this kind of year-bound curation is basically the ultimate tool for navigating such a fast-paced market.
Now, this index is definitely not just sitting idle. It's putting in some serious work. It identifies contemporary cinematic works, pulling them right out of the digital ether. By categorizing these new releases, it essentially serves as this reliable go-to reference guide for enthusiasts looking for specific arrivals. And ultimately, by bringing all these functions together, it officially highlights the artistic output of the entire industry in one accessible format.
Because let's be totally honest here, Nollywood's raw output is insanely fast and voluminous. Trying to keep up with the weekly releases without some kind of guide is practically an extreme sport. A structured directory bridges that really critical gap between a creator's rapid output and the viewer's ability to actually find the art. It takes all that chaos and tames it into a highly functional system.
But it's not just about organization, right? By categorizing these releases, this document is officially preserving the artistic output of the entire Yoruba creative community. The collective labor of the directors, the writers, the actors, and all the technicians is permanently recorded here like a cultural ledger. It really elevates these works from just fleeting internet content to a recognized, fully documented part of a much larger cinematic movement.
And why just 2022? Well, by focusing strictly on a single year, the index acts as a literal time capsule. Isolating that one calendar year locks down the variables. It allows fans and researchers to track very specific trends in storytelling and pinpoint shifts in production quality. It's a super focused way to analyze the year-over-year evolution of regional West African cinema. It's also fascinating to see how the distribution channels break down, tracking both theatrical arrivals and digital arrivals side by side. This perfectly mirrors the hybrid distribution model we see in modern Nollywood. It shows us exactly how the Yoruba creative community is delivering its art today, capturing that really seamless movement between traditional in-person cinema spaces and the latest digital platforms.
So, when we zoom out from the individual movie titles to the macro level, the real value becomes super clear. How do these individual data points build a larger trend? Well, when you string together catalogs like this year after year, you are literally watching an industry mature. The 2022 Yoruba Cinema Catalog functions as a vital, structured directory for tracking the rapid, ongoing evolution of regional Western African cinema on the global stage. Which kind of leaves us with an interesting dilemma for the future. As the Yoruba creative community continues to grow and the sheer volume of output inevitably explodes even further, how will future catalogs manage to capture the next evolution of West African cinema? It's definitely something to think about as we watch this incredible industry keep breaking boundaries.